Welcome to clickmyproject.com. Our project title Social Collaborative Filtering by Trust. Our project abstract recommended system are used to accurately and actively provide users with potentially interesting information or services. Collaborative filtering is a widely adapted approach to recommendation, but sparse data and cold start users are often barriers to provide a high quality recommendation. To address such issues, we propose a novel method that works to improve the performance of collaborative filtering recommendation by integrating sparse rating data given by users and sparse social trust networks among these same users. This is a model-based method that adapts matrix factorization techniques that maps users into low-dimensional latent features spaces in terms of their trust relationship and aims to more accurately reflect the user's possible influence on the formation of their own opinion and to learn better preferential patterns of users for high quality recommendations. We use 4 large-scale datasets to show that the proposed method performs much better, especially for cold start users, than state-of-the-art recommendation algorithm for social collaborative filtering based on trust. A data flow diagram. In this data flow diagram, first we want to select the user selection. Related to the user selection, the two datasets should be loaded. In the first dataset, it contains the adult dataset. In the adult dataset, it contains related to the user's values and the certain attributes and the ratings provided by the users. In the second dataset, it contains related to the neglect of the adult dataset by using the certain app data related to the app. It can also contain the app ratings. For example, if it mention the Facebook or Twitter or etc. for social networks, uh, it contains related to the ratings like 5, 4, etc. And the dataset can be loaded. The dataset can be loaded by using the two multiple datasets which contain adult. First, it loads the adult dataset and pre-process, and it removes the unwanted data like for example, if it takes attributes like ID and the username and the related ratings and the app usage of the users and the remaining mail address and the certain kind of unwanted data should be removed in the pre-process technique. After that, the second data set should be loaded. It contains the app data. In the app data, the data set can be loaded and the pre-process, and in the app data set, certain kind of app description should be mentioned in it. In this process, the description should be removed and the app name and the rating should be mentioned in it. After that, the rating selections to be processed. In the rating selections, the data sets can be compared with the certain process by, for example, the adult name and the app and the ratings can be compared in it. And the rating selection can be mentioned. In the rating selection, the user can be given a certain rate for the certain app can be predicted in it. After that, the random selection to be processed. In the random selection, the user can be asked to prefer a certain number of users app selections in it. In the related to the users selection, the ratings can be predicted. It can be a certain number of ratings. The ratings can be also be mentioned by the certain users. For example, if I am given 3 as a rating predictions, the rating can be predicted related to the total number of apps predicted from the total number of apps in it, and the random rating prediction can be done, and the graph can be mentioned. In this graph, it mentioned related to the certain value, and the graph can be mentioned that the ratings total number of users in it, and the app can be predicted and the total number of ratings in it, and the existing predictions can be mentioned in it. Our project demo for social collaborative filtering by trust. Let's start our demo. First, click on home.java and right click on it and click on run file. This is our home page, and click on anywhere on the home page. After that, click on browse. In this dataset, first we want to load that. First, choose the app dataset in it. First, app.dataset can be chosen in it. This is the data should be contained related to the app and the IDs related to, for example, the certain app can be used by the certain process in it. and the dataset can be loaded in a database, and the rating and the app can be protected in. Next, the adult dataset can be chosen, and it contains the ID and the age and the category content related to the gender, male or female, and the work that the user can be done, and it can be embedded in data. This is the attribute. It mentions that the ID, age, and gender, and the occupation of the users, and the pin code that the certain users can be in data locations. After that, the pre-processing can be done. This is the data after pre-processing. The pre-process technique, the related and unwanted data should be removed in data. This pre-process can be done related to the adult dataset. The rating and the app and the ID and the occupation can be compared in data by using the app datasets and the adult dataset. This is the user filtering. First, the user can be preferred related to the students. I am preferring related to the student. Second preferred is related to the educator, and the third preferred is related to the scientist. And related to the user preference and the relative items can be calculated. In this process, the relevant data can be shown. This can be related to the students and the educator and the scientist, and the apps can be mentioned in here, and the related ratings can be calculated. This is the similarity values calculator related to the ratings and the total chosen. I am having calculated the similarities related to the students, educator, and the scientist which have been chosen in it. The similarity values can be shown in it, and the ratings can be done. This is the total number of rating in it, and the IDs and the app and the rating can be shown in it. And this is the related app and the rating can be shown. Here is I have given the user recommended rating. It mention I am giving the rating related to the 4, and the rating and the related views can be analyzed. This is the app related to the ratings 4. I have mentioned related to the 4 the games app, and the some app can be mentioned related to the scientists and the students can be used in it. And the recommended occupation apps can be mentioned in the apps the students. I am choosing educator. The recommended options can be mentioned. This is the app related to the usage of a educator, for example Viber, OLX, Line, and etc. And in the graph it mentioned that the rating probability can be calculated related to the users ratings and the random selection. It mentioned that the proposed system and the user ratings and the random selection can be protected in it. Thanks for listening.